Picture this. You are 30 years old. You have a job. Your partner has a job. Between you earn decent money. You are doing everything right. And you still cannot afford to buy a home. You cannot afford to have a child. And you are starting to wonder, was this country ever meant for you? This is not a story about one couple. This is the story of an entire generation of Irish people. And today, on Smartobrains, we are going to talk about why. The median price of a home in Ireland in 2026 is €390,000. In Dublin, that rises to €500,000. The median salary in Ireland is €38,000 per year. So a couple both on the median salary earns €76,000 combined before tax. Under central bank mortgage rules, they can borrow 4 times their income. That gives them a maximum mortgage of €304,000. The average Dublin home costs €500,000. That means they need a deposit of nearly €200,000 just to get on the property ladder in the capital. 2 people, working full-time, cannot afford a home in their own city. That is not a personal failure. That is a systemic crisis. And while they are trying to save that deposit, they are paying rent. The average new tenancy rent in Dublin in 2026 is €2,237 per month. Nationally, the average new tenancy rent is €1,776 per month, up 5.4% on last year. So that couple in Dublin earning €76,000 combined takes home roughly €55,000 after tax. That is €4,583 a month. Rent alone takes €2,237. That is nearly half their combined take-home pay, gone before they have bought a single grocery. They are not saving €200,000. They are barely surviving. Now add a baby into that equation. For families with 2 children in Dublin, you need a combined household income of €90,000 or more just to cover the basics. Childcare alone runs about €1,000 per month per child, or up to €1,400 per month per child. One child in a creche in Dublin can cost up to €15,000 a year. That is more than some people's annual take-home pay. This is not a luxury. This is just existing. Ireland's birth rate is falling. Young Irish couples are not choosing not to have children. They simply cannot afford to. So how did it get this bad? Because it did not happen overnight. It started with COVID-19, 3 years of lockdowns, supply chain collapses, and government borrowing on an unprecedented scale. Inflation followed. Irish families paid the price at every supermarket, every petrol station, every utility bill. Then came Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Energy prices exploded, electricity and gas bills doubled almost overnight. Then the Israel-Gaza war disrupted shipping routes across the Red Sea. Goods imported into Ireland got more expensive. Then the US-Iran war of 2026 closed the Strait of Hormuz. Oil prices climbed to nearly $120 a barrel. Fuel costs spiked across Europe. Ireland felt it harder than most. Crisis. 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 And ordinary Irish people absorbed every single shock. At the same time, Ireland's population was growing faster than at any point in its modern history. Over 100,000 Ukrainian refugees arrived from 2022 under temporary protection, the largest single influx in the history of the state. Ireland, a country of just 5 million people, took in more Ukrainians per capita than almost any other nation in Europe. Then asylum applications surged, from just 2,647 in 2021 to 18,553 in 2024, a 7-fold increase in 3 years. Dublin alone saw population growth of 33,100 people in a single year, creating demand for roughly 15,000 additional housing units in the capital alone. Ireland was already short of homes before any of this happened. The population surge made an existing crisis catastrophic. And the government? It was not building enough homes before the surge. It is still not building enough now. Ireland needs between 45,000 and 50,000 new homes every year to meet demand. In 2025, just 34,500 homes were completed nationwide. That is a shortfall of over 10,000 homes every single year. The rate of home ownership in Ireland has fallen from nearly 70% in 2011 to around 66% at the last census. In Dublin City, over 45% of households are now renting. A generation of Irish people who expected to own their homes by their 30s are now permanent renters, and the system was not designed to support them. As of March 2026, there are 17,308 homeless people in Ireland, a 12.5% increase in just 1 year. That includes 11,851 adults, 5,457 children living in emergency accommodation, 5,457 children in emergency accommodation in one of the wealthiest countries in Europe. So, what is the government's answer? More immigration policy, new asylum laws, EU Migration Pact implementation, commitments to international obligations. Meanwhile, the Housing and Residential Tenancies Bill 2026, criticised by homeless charities, will actually increase rough sleeping among vulnerable Irish citizens. Opposition TDs warned in the Dáil the new legislation will lead to a rise in hidden homelessness. Nobody is being helped. The government is managing optics, not solving problems. We have a government that will borrow billions for international commitments. 5,457 Irish children sleep in emergency accommodation tonight. This is not about blaming immigrants. Decades of government failure to build homes, to regulate investment funds, to protect ordinary Irish people caused this crisis. Immigration is the straw that broke the camel's back, not the camel. A 30-year-old Irish couple in 2026 faces a perfect storm that no previous generation in this country has faced. Global wars driving up costs, a housing market that has left them behind, a government managing a population surge it was never prepared for. The question is not whether they are angry. Of course they are angry. The question is, what happens next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you a young Irish person feeling this? Are you from another country watching this unfold? I want to hear every perspective. Subscribe to Smartobrains for more videos like this, because these are the conversations Ireland needs to be having. See you in the next one.